vocabulary. For example, bis kita is kamu, or it means you. Ani, it means ini or this. Atu means itu or that. And au means yeah or yes, and inda means tidak or no. These are like the kind of some of the examples of Brunei vocabulary that I've observed among my family members. So here are some examples of the Brunei phrases. When people say that they are pleased to meet you, they would say, "Gembira ku jumpa bis kita." The phrase "boleh bis kita berkurapak" means "can you speak?" And then there you can put like any other words here, like "boleh bis kita berkurapak Inggris." Can you speak English? Would be like that. Bapa kan kau ane? What are you doing? And kemana kan bis kita? Where are you going? Di mana kau school? Where do you go to school? Jangan lupa akhir tidur. Don't sleep late.
This is 5W1H as we learn from English language. So it's for what, who, why, where, when, and how. So if it's in Malay, what is apa, who is siapa, why mengapa or kenapa, where di mana, when bila, how bagaimana. So how are you is awak apa kabar, and then I am fine, saya kabar baik. What is your name? Siapa nama kamu? My name is John, nama saya John. This is greetings. Good morning, selamat pagi. Good afternoon, selamat tengah hari. Good evening, selamat petang. Good night, selamat malam. Next is thank you, terima kasih. Goodbye, selamat tinggal.
So what I'm talking about is Melanau. It's the same concept. The branch of Melanau I'm talking today is Melanau Oya. Okay. Melanau Oya. I'm just gonna share with you guys the basic language, basic words. Aku or saya or me, I is ako. Ako, yes. That's very simple. Ako, AKO. Sounds like Philippines, right? Yeah, and then you or awak is kau. Kau. Yeah. Makan or eat, keman. 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 And yes. And then there's some of words that kind of like Malay word. There is pinjaman. Pinjaman which mean that, for example, for say me, panic in English. So in Malay, panic. There's also like that in Melanau. So for example is belajar. Just say belajar. Belajar. Yeah. And then if you want to create a full sentence based on what I share just now, I am studying. So the word is aku belajar. That's all. Yeah. So this Melanau in my place, they are kind of mixing with other places, and then there is nearby places or nearby town which is Dalat. It is Melanau Dalat. So Ulan, Ulan, ULAN for Melanau Dalat is a pillow. And then in Melanau Oya, we just say bantal or sleepy. Sleepy. And then Ulan is a number also in Melanau Dalat. Let's say 8, 9. Ayan is 8. Ulan is 9. So Ulan is also 9. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusing. So in Melanau Dalat, also the kind of pronunciation for S is C. So this is just a playful words. So saya cuci acicam now. My Melanau is coming out. Okay, so that's Dalat. That's the old Dalat people always use to communicate. Cai cuci atau cicau now. So the S for Dalat is kind of C. Yeah, and for the cats, we call them ngau because the sound they make. Yeah.
Hey guys, I would like to introduce you to Chinese. What's your name? In Chinese is 你的名字叫什么 How old are you? 你多少岁了 Where are you from? 你来自哪里 What's your hobby? 你的爱好是什么 Hello, 你好 hello. Example for me, yeah. My name is Sammy. 我的名字是 Sammy. I'm 20 years old. 我今年20岁了。I'm from China. 我来自中国。I like badminton. 我喜欢打羽毛球。Goodbye. 再见。
Hello, I'm going to introduce some Bajau language. Firstly, let's translate some words to Bajau language. The first word is eat. Eat in Bajau language is mangan. Second, drink. Drink in Bajau language is minum. Sleep in Bajau language is turi. And lastly, work. Work in Bajau language is kerja. Now, let's move on to the most common phrases used in Bajau language. Firstly, how are you? Yen abarnu. Yen abarnu. And to answer it, we say alaptek. Alaptek, which means I'm fine. Long time no see. Tagol na halamak inda. Tagol na halamak inda. Then, when we want to ask, have you eaten yet? We say, bainu kau mangan. Bainu kau mangan. Next is, what you guys eaten? Ayan kakanmi. Ayan kakanmi. Last but not least is, what's your name? Sien oronu. Sien oronu. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Chinese culture has a long history, extended and profound. Chinese culture has exerted a profound influence on the values and way of life of the Chinese people today and on the path of China's development. There are many quintessence of Chinese culture, among which are Chinese Peking opera, Chinese martial arts, Chinese calligraphy, and Chinese medicine. With a history of more than 200 years, Peking opera can be found over China, Beijing as a center. Therefore, Peking opera can also reflect the culture, characteristics of China in various stages and regions. Was listed in the Martiniquez list of their intangible culture heritage of human 2010. Traditional culture rich in content, inclusive and long history, expressive and profound, exploring ideas, lifestyles, customers, procedures, beliefs, literature and art, education and science and technology, and many.
The Malays form the majority of population and have their own culture, customs, and traditions that are followed by the Malay community. Many of the beliefs and practices have developed as a result of multiple cultures and intermarriage among the cultures who settled in Malaysia. Malay culture, custom, and tradition you should know. The first one is the children of a Malay household are strictly bound by custom to look up their parents who respect and total obedience. Second, the tradition Malay dressing is quiet conversation as per the laws of Islam. The Malay formal dress for men is the baju Melayu, loose long sleeve shirt which is worn over a pair of trousers. The white cap known as kopia is worn while going to the mosque for prayer. A velvet cap called as songkok is also worn along a formal dress in leather shoes. For women, on the other hand, wear baju kurung, a loose tunic worn over a long skirt, which is usually made of batik, silk, or songket material. A shawl known as a selendang or tudung is used to cover their head. The third one is a Malay woman does not leave their house for 40 days after the birth of her child. At the end of the period, a ceremony called bercukur is conducted where the child's head is shaved. During a festival celebration of Hari Raya, the Muslim undertake a month-long fasting known as Ramadan. The fasting begins with the sighting of the new moon and ends on the last night of the same moon. So during that month, the Muslim fast from the sunrise to the sunset. Next, Malays always use the right hand while eating, even when they use forks or spoons. In fact, all the good things are done with the right hand, including holding Holy Book of Quran. Malay weddings are a grand affair. To the most important part of Malay wedding is the bersanding, where the couple is seated next to each other on the sofa called the pelamin. That's all from me. Malay culture. That's all. Thank you.
For the Sun culture, especially in Ranau Sabah, there are no differences between the Sun culture and other areas in Sabah, except the people is among Kadazan culture. especially in Ranau area, for their culture is still same with all Kadazan Dusun culture all around Sabah, but still have some different of culture. Okay, Dusun commonly have recognized differences among themselves through the use of geographic designation. It's like Tambunan, Penampang, and Tempasu, and on the basis dominant subsistence activity in rice agriculture, unemploying the descriptors Tuhun in Ranau. It's mean that people of the wet rice field, and also known as Tuhun is Sakit. It mean that people of the hill rice field. Dusun economic. The economic activities of Dusun people is rice agriculture as the dominant food producing activity. They are using a buffalo and camel walkers to do farming, and this is the main activities among Dusun people. For traditional food, there are three here: Bambangan, Bosong, and Puhau. Okay, for music traditional is Sompoton, Gong. The music traditional of Dusun culture is there are so many, and I just can give the example for the two of the music.
Hello, I'm today want to present you about the Bugis culture in Tawau, Sabah. Alright, the Bugis people are acclaimed sea traders and legendary warriors from Indonesia. They first came to Malaysia in the 16th century and settled in various parts of Malaysia in the states of Johor, Selangor, and Pulau Pinang. Francis Light once called them the best merchants among the eastern islands. By the 1700, they dominated Selangor's politics and economy and eventually established the Sultan of Selangor. The current Sultan traces his roots back to the Bugis Empire. The 18th century has been called the Age of the Bugis. There are several Bugis communities scattered along Sabah's southeast coast. Alright, this is the picture of the Bugis people. Example, my grandparents lah. Alright, the Bugis people are very cultured and well-mannered, but acknowledged also as aggressive warriors. In the past, Malay princes hired them as mercenaries due to their renowned war dances and chants. In Johor today, many Bugis are landlords of large coconut and coffee plantations, while some are smallholders and fishermen. Bugis people are also known to be excellent craftsmen, for example, building house without using nails. Their architectural influence is evident in some of today's Malay houses. Okay, this is the common people of Bugis in long time ago.
The term Kadazan has always been theorized by local folks as derivative of the word Kakadazan, which means townies, or Kadai, which means shop. The term itself is of a Taga'a dialect, and the derived term was speculated as a reference to townies or communities living near shops. So basically, the meaning and definition of Kadazan was the people of the land. Kadazan culture is heavily influenced by the farming of rice, culminating in various delicacies and alcoholic drinks prepared through differing homebrew fermentation processes. One of the example of alcoholic drinks of Kadazan culture is tapai. Apart from that, the most important festival of Kadazan is the Kaamatan, or known as Harvest Festival, where the spirit of the paddy is honored after a year's harvest. Wedding ceremony for Kadazan culture. So basically the wedding starts early in the morning in the house of the groom. When the congregation approaches the house of the bride, joyous mazal beats will be sound of the ancient gongs. Before the wedding, couple enters the house. A bobohizan, or known as a ritual specialist, asks the bride and groom to put one foot on a round stone at the bottom of the staircase, to his parents' home. While the couple is standing there, seung, or a corn head shape, conical heads are held above the man and the lady. Both the stone and the hat are symbols for their marriage. It shall be strong and long-lasting, while the heads at the time purify them from all evil that might be around on that wedding day.